embossing in wood. Getting some really cool 3D engravings with the push of a button. Yes, with a laser. Now don't click away. I know a lot of you woodworking purists out there maybe have some feelings about lasers, but I've been having a blast this last year. Still, obviously, lots of woodworking. This video is all about using the laser for wood. So hardwoods like these natural colors. And so some really cool new features with this laser to get a 3D effect. I'll show really actually can get a lot of depth, some really good contrast. And so lots of other applications for woodworking with lasers, as well as engraving just about anything. Lots of possibilities for small business or branding, all that kind of stuff. But this video, all about embossing, engraving in wood. Here you go. And for all you folks who are just here to see more about the F1 Ultra, you don't know as much about wood, don't worry. We got that covered for you. Have a whole other video called Wood 101. Lots of amazing hardwoods. These are the natural colors, these grain patterns, but there's some considerations to take into account for this embossing feature to go so deep into the wood. Really, you're looking at hardwoods. And so I'll share with you the ones that I think work the best for my tests. If you're wondering where to buy this stuff, this thicker, really good stuff, that Wood 101 video I have, it really talks more about that. Actually, a bunch of people gave comments where to find it locally. But if you have a Rockler or a Woodcraft locally, those are great places. There's some other websites online that I'll leave. But anyway, wood, don't be daunted. If you are new to the laser world, you can actually run this machine in your house with a purifier or just vent it out your window. You do not need a whole wood shop to pull off this project. But if you have one, you can add a laser. Anyway, wood, let's talk about what woods work great for this embossing feature. All right, loads of woods to choose from, but like I mentioned, you really want to pick a hardwood. So you want a wood that is deciduous, it has leaves that fall, as opposed to a coniferous or a softwood. So pine, most folks are familiar with pine or fir, those are softwoods. Problem with those is just the grains, right? And so when I do the passes, it's just not going to get as clear. When it burns through the layers, you're going to have all the ridges, just the nature, the science of the wood, if you will. And so you can try it. You can definitely try it, but you're probably not going to get as much definition in something like pine. The best wood, spoiler alert, is maple. So a hard maple, it is a really strong wood. That's why you see it for a lot of furniture, a lot of things. And you can get great results. You can even get super deep results. Now this one I actually gave up because the deeper you go, right, it's going to take longer, and it was too long for me and I went a little too deep. But you can get super deep and still get some great details. So you can see quite a few of these are maple. Maple works so great. This one right here is even curly maple, and you can see here there's heartwood and sapwood. So sometimes you can get some variations. But as you see here, you're going to want to test out your wood. You want to test out all the different speeds. This is the wood you've probably all been wondering about. Yes, this is that natural color, this yellow heart. It's similar to purple heart. Yeah, they have other names, but most people, at least here in the United States, we call it yellow heart and purple heart. Anyway, they're really hard woods, and so you can get really into this with that Wood 101 video as far as the density, how hard wood is, but you want to pick a wood that's really, really firm because some of the other woods that are kind of, they're technically a hardwood, they're softer. The engraving just didn't stand up as much. You know, this piece right here was Peruvian walnuts. Now, probably domestic walnut would be better, but this one, it just didn't hold up. Padauk, this orangish wood, red, great color, I just didn't get as much definition with it. And so I found my favorite, as you can see, which ones I actually made pieces with. The yellow heart was great, maple is great, and then the purple heart. I did start messing around with some tiger wood. Tiger wood, I was starting to get some good results. Canary wood, so-so. Some ipe, so ipe, Brazilian walnut. That's something you could probably find at a local, you know, a deck slab to mess around with. But try and get slabs. Red oak and white oak, I didn't love the results for me personally. So let's take a closer look at these tests. So if you're jumping into this project, one of the first things you're going to want to do is test out the different settings. Now, this machine can actually engrave up to 10,000 millimeters per second, which is crazy. And the power, so I just messed around with 100 power and then all these different speeds. I went with 100 lines per centimeter. If you're new to lasers, don't worry, the software is super intuitive, but just kind of exploring it. After the fact, I did sand it a little bit, but you can see I get a lot more depth Obviously, the slower you go, but this yellow heart stood up really well. Here's that maple. And so maple at 6,000, it's fast, but it's not super deep. When I went all the way down to 2,000, I got lots going on here. Here you can see it a little bit more. But anyway, maple is great. And like I showed earlier, look how deep that goes. So this one right here, I think was 2,000, but then I did 300 lines per centimeter. And so that just slows it down, so much more detail. But you can play around with the settings and go super deep. So some things to consider. You can see some kind of showed up, then sometimes they just charred and it just burned. So you do want to be careful, obviously, with this. Here's some sapele mahogany. I was really hoping this one would work out because I love this wood. I just didn't love the results as much, but get some ideas. So you'll want to test it out. So let's get to the machine, actually see the machine in use and all the steps. But one thing is you definitely want to start with some tests. I recommend really small tests so it doesn't take forever. Again, all those variables, the project can go, as small as, 20, 30 minutes up to 10 hours if you take too long and you're going to go way too deep. Super fun, still possible, but you will add a lot more time. So get your settings dialed in and then start playing around with the project. So let's play around, show you it in use, as well as some other tips on finishing, some other considerations. But here we go, laser. So first up, just want to show you those test files in action. So here you can see I just went ahead and did lots of different tests. I did give myself a little label just so I remembered the speed, but we'll talk more about the settings and the software in a little bit. But here you can see it's just working its way through at those different settings, both 2,500, 1,500 millimeters per second, so lots of variables. One thing you will notice is that the laser direction is changing each time. So what's really nice about this type of laser, this Galvo laser, is the directions every which way. And so kind of a standard laser, you couldn't really get this embossing feature the same way. But here you get an idea of how deep it can go. You can go even much deeper than this, but you can get a lot of detail if you play around with those settings and variables that we'll look at in a little bit shortly. One great thing about these time lapses is you really get to see it coming to life over time. And so here you can see this armor, this soldier, the sword comes up first, and slowly it's just revealing each layer with it. Again, yes, I did get these lasers in exchange for these videos from xTool, so it is a bit of an ad. But what's great about this one is everything is self-contained, right? And everything can get sucked out, vented out. You don't have to breathe anything. Obviously, wood, it's just smoke, but just a good practice in general. But here you get an idea, more of those settings. That yellow heart, like I mentioned earlier, I just think that's a great look. Again, you can check out the link down below where I bought this particular yellow heart, not sponsored, just a great location. Maybe some others will chime in on some locations. But again, it's just kind of like revealing it, slowly peeling away to see what lies beneath. This one was kind of fun to play around with. These are some AI generated images that I did for local sports teams and just kind of gave some prompts of mascots, landmarks, different things. And so kind of unique. And so definite possibilities of using AI for you with this, but you can see on this example just how deep it gets, and you can get some really good contrast if you mess around with those settings. But lots of features, it's fun, you get the idea. So I want to dive in a little bit deeper to the software and just some of the variables and just how that works, especially if you are new to lasers or new to xTool. But really quick, one last one is this one was so deep. This one was going to go around 10 hours, and I just didn't have the patience, so I actually didn't let it finish the last couple hours. It would have finished. I should have just seen it all the way through. But you can get pretty deep. So you don't. It's not going to always take 10 hours. Just we got to be clear on that. That's if you're being ridiculous and you want it crazy deep. But you can get good results in much less time. So let's take a look at that software. So really quickly, I want to walk you through the software and some of the settings. If you don't need this, if you're just looking for an overview, go ahead and use those timestamps to skip on ahead to see more laser action and other tips. But here you can see the actual bed itself. There is this cool feature where I can refresh it, and there's a camera. The camera does a lot of other features. Again, check out that other video to learn more about this machine. But the software is really intuitive. This does work with Lightburn as well if you're a laser person and you know. But you can see all these images that I'm using. These are called depth map images. So it tells the computer just the height and you can adjust it. Well, you can take just about any image and you can convert it to a depth map using xTool software. So just click on AI. Here you can see some other ones that I've already done where we just take an image. You can go ahead and look at their gallery and pick one of these images, or you can go in and actually create your own with your own AI prompts. But once you have your image, you're going to click Embossment, and then you can just add an image. So here I have a little Grogu and Mandalorian mask, and then I can just hit generate. And so it's just going to automatically generate. Sometimes it takes this long. Usually it's not long at all. And you can see it's just going to go up there. But here are some other ones that I've done. I found pictures online, other images, and I converted it to a depth map. Well, once I have that image, once I have it converted to a depth map, you can go ahead and just download it locally, right? I can just download it to my computer, or I can import it to the canvas. So I just hit that little button right here, and it's going to automatically go in to my project, and there I have it. And so I got the depth map. So all of these that you see here, these are all ones I converted using the xTool software. So it's really nice. You don't have to get other software. Well, once I'm in there, I want to be in emboss mode. And because I'm doing wood, I'm going to use the blue light, which is the diode, the 20-watt diode laser. My recommendations, if you're testing this out, is start off with 100 and then start off with 3,000 millimeters per second. I'm just going to keep it at lines per centimeter as 100. Again, you can go up to 300. However, that's going to add a lot more detail, which is great. It's going to go a lot deeper, which you definitely can do. It just is going to take a while. And then this feature, I don't know that it's necessary for wood. This is what I do when I do the brass coins or slate. This is going to lower the axis each time just so it gives more concentrated power. And so what I've done for mine is I've just done every 2 layers, I lowered it by 1/100th of a millimeter. So these are the settings I kind of started with, and then I play around with it, right? And so again, you do want to start with a smaller piece. So I'm going to go, if this were a test piece, I would start it much smaller. And for those of you who don't know anything about lasers, that's pretty much it. You can use the camera to frame it, or you can push the framing button, but then you just hit process, and then it's going to come on over here. You hit start, and then you have a little touch screen that you can do. You get the idea. So let's just say start. There's not even wood in there right now, but this is just a sample just to show you, and boom. All right, now it's running right now. Okay, well, I'm gonna pause it because there's actually nothing in the machine. So this one, it's saying it would be about 14 minutes for this small one. Again, time-wise, it's just so many variables, but have fun with it, play around, but that's the software. All right, so here you can see a larger piece. So this is a pretty big bed. You could get a pretty large size piece. Again, the larger the engraving, the longer it's going to take. So again, remember all of those variables. But great results, lots of possibilities here. I did want to do a smaller test piece on this purple heart. So this purple heart is a great color, beautiful wood, but it's also really hard. On this one, I wanted to go pretty deep. And so I added, I bumped up the lines per centimeter around 200 lines per centimeter, which is just going to give more detail. It slowed it down. I also changed the settings a little bit, played around with it. So I got much better results, much deeper. This one was about, I think this was about 40 minutes or 50 minutes. Again, time-wise, just so many possibilities and variables, but look how deep that is, and it's pretty deep. I did clean that up later. I'll talk about ways to clean it up after the fact. Again, some that word variables with the different types of wood, just the science of wood, because you're dealing with real hardwood here. Here's some more of that yellow heart, just that slow reveal. Once again, of that soldier file. This is a file that I did purchase online that had a depth image and got really good results with this one. But then once I started using the xTool ArtMind AI converter, it worked really well. This one was one of my favorites. This eagle just slowly appears. I did have one issue with this file. I wish I hadn't gone as long because it had an extra little layer there. That was my fault on this issue, on this image, but you can see how it's just really popping out there, but then it just went a little bit too long, so I had an extra little bonus layer there, but some good depth there. So a fun project, lots of possibilities. I did do a little bit of sanding, so I just used some light, 120 with these foam pads. I really love this Surf Prep sander, but I just removed a little bit on the top just for a little bit more contrast, just lightly. If you sand too much, you're going to lose that detail, but these that Surf Prep sander's got a little foam backer, so I didn't remove too much, but just really lightly, careful, because once you remove too much, you can't really reintroduce the char or the contrast look. So I do recommend maybe playing around with that. Do it on your test files here. So here I'm just showing that yellow heart, how, obviously I sanded off the top, any charring or whatsoever around the sides. But you can see how I'm introducing some contrast there with at least the top layer. The very top layer, maybe it got a little, singed as well, but it gives a good contrast. So this is just an aesthetic that I liked and I played around with, but I definitely, if you're going to do this, don't do it on a big final piece. First test it out on one of these test pieces like so. Then once you've removed any dust, any sawdust, I used an air compressor, then you just want to add a clear coat. I find a spray can, a rattle can works great for this. So you can just, whatever you find at your home center. I will link my favorite one where you can build up a spray lacquer, get much better results. But any kind of clear coat is going to add protection, but it's also going to add more contrast, which is what you're really going for with these types of images. And so maybe it didn't go as deep, but once you add that coat, it's going to bring out some color contrast, especially with the wood you choose. So the yellow heart was great. You can see the one with the eagle, that was some curly maple with that sapwood. So it got some good contrast once I added the color. Here you can see the final product on all of these. So some of them, maybe I could have gone a little bit deeper. But again, I'm just kind of exploring this for the first time along with all these other new users of this brand new laser. But look at the depth on that one. Really, really cool. Cool effects. So some ideas that might help you jump on in. Really, really cool. Kind of like that weathered look where you can see the wood grain down below. Kind of gives it a rustic look. But some possibilities, again, a little bit more depth. You can see the sanding, yay or nay. You can kind of play around with that. So possibilities, possibilities. And there you have it, some embossing in wood. If this video provided value for you and you want to see more videos like this, please consider subscribing. I do have that whole video on this F1 Ultra. You can check out this video right here. It talks about all it can really engrave just about everything. Lots of possibilities, especially if you're just brand new to lasers. Lots of other videos on the other laser machines as well, but this F1 Ultra is really cool and it allows this cool embossing feature. So check it out. If you're interested in buying, you can use the links down below to all the things you see, or you can use this QR code for this one. There is an extra coupon associated with our channel. We do get a small portion. That's our affiliate link. A small portion comes back to us from each sale. So, I mean, if you're gonna buy, you could use that code. Don't feel obligated or anything like that, but awkward sales, sorry. But anyway, wood, really cool. Cool features. Check out those other videos to learn more. And, if you have an idea of where to find these woods locally, other ideas, just leave a comment down below where you source these materials or anything else that you want to see this F1 Ultra do. Thank you for watching. Until next time.